my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Makeup Monday for today. Today we're going to do a super easy fun fold card. It's called a fun flap card, but it's so super easy. So I've done a couple of samples. So this one I used the Hues of Happiness, and that's just a flap, a piece of cardstock, and then you can use a circle, a square, a rectangle, anything you like. And it's just a bit different and interesting from the normal card. This one I've used the Aspen Tree dies and Perched in a Tree stamp set. I think that's what it's called. Yes, it is. This little birdie, who I really didn't like at first, but I'm sort of warmed to him a lot. I need to put a little beak on him, like a colour in his beak, I think. So that's with the Aspen Tree dies and that specialty vellum paper that's in the mini catalogue. I've put that in underneath, sort of to look like snow falling. So I shall put my phone up into the holder and we'll get started. I'm going to use the Storybook Gnomes DSP. I don't have the whole bundle, just the DSP. So I've already done some fussy cutting, and we'll just have a little play. So just bear with me while I put my phone into my holder. Okay, so I'll put my lamp on. That's a bit better. Okay, so here are the two cards looking down on top of them. So this one was using Hues of Happiness, and I did just get, there's a little bit of gum there, so I'll just get rid of that. I heat embossed with copper embossing powder, and then I just coloured the flower with blends. So it's just, and this one I did actually attach it to the back of the card, and I thought, no, I don't like that because you can see it. So I worked out a better way of doing it. So I've just put a little strip of the paper inside. So that's super simple fold. So this one, I put the little bit on the inside of the card base, and then I've covered it up with my card insert. And so then you've got a nice free looking back, which I do prefer. So this is my little Aspen Tree die one. I love Let Heaven and Nature Sing. I think that's really lovely. And my little bird, I just coloured him with blending brushes. But I will put a bit of colour on his beak, I think. And I just sponged a little bit of crumb cake on the trees as well. So I've done some fussy cutting already with the Storybook Gnomes. So I've cut out a little mushroom house, a little gnome, and a little reindeer. So I've just got my standard card base, A5 card base. Balmy blue is 10 centimetres by 14.4, and a piece of the gnome paper, DSP, and I've got 9.5 centimetres, sorry, by 13.9 centimetres. I could use it this way, but I think it's a bit busy, don't you? Let me look. It might be right. Let's have a little play. So I'm still just, no, I think it's a bit busy. We'll go with the snowflakes, even though we don't have snowflakes in Australia for Christmas time. It's still busy, but it's just not as busy. So I'm thinking of putting these two down flat, like so. And then maybe pop this little fellow up on dimensionals. So he's standing at the front of his house. Now I've got two stitched squares from the Stylish Shape dies. I've already pre-cut them. I was going to put him up on the square, but then I thought, well, where do I put my sentiment? So let's just play, but this is going to be my little fold, and I might even cut it down a bit because I don't think we need it quite as big as that, so I will cut it down a bit. So this piece normally measures 4 centimetres by 8, but I'm going to cut him down a bit. So I'm going to take that So it's going to be 4 centimeters by 6.5, and I'm going to score it at 1.5 centimeters. So I've just made that a little bit shorter, and sometimes you can just do that to accommodate whatever you're going to put on the little flap piece to create the card. So let's put this together first. So this is super, super easy. It's not a hard fun fold today. And sometimes it's nice not to have a really hard one. Sometimes you can spend hours doing a fun fold, and whereas it's nice just to do a quick and easy one, but it's just a little bit different from the standard card. So that's the DSP onto our layer, and I've got a bit of glue spurted out there. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. This weekend we had beautiful weather here on the Central Coast, starting to get some lovely spring weather, which is just gorgeous. A little bit more warmth in the air and some sunshine, so that's really nice. So that's our card front pretty much done. So I will put my glue away just to one side. Now I want to place my pieces on my I want to see how I want to do this. So I've got a little bit of, I've already fussy cut the little reindeer and the little gnome house. No, I think I like it this way. And I'm just thinking, should I put the gnome up on dimensionals in front of these two little features, and then do this as a sentiment panel, which might be nice. Or I could put him up there, but then I don't know where to put my sentiments. So I think we will do it and use, I'm going to use a sentiment from the Brightest Glow. So let's see what sentiment's going to work. I was thinking, let your heart be light. I'm wishing you a season of, that's nice, of hope and light. That might be nice. I think that's nice. So yes, let's do that. So let's attach our little friends down the bottom first. I'll just leave that there like so, just so we know what's happening. So I will use my glue for these. So don't forget, there's still the weekly sales going on. If you go to the online store, they should come up. So if you go to my blog, stampingpassion.blogspot.com, the weekly deal, and go to the online store or shop, you can either hit the September host code on my blog or shop online with me, and that will take you to the online store, and all the deals should appear there. So I don't want to put too much glue on him because we don't want spurty. I should have my silicone mat underneath him. That's what I shouldn't do, but I haven't done that. So sometimes if I don't buy a whole suite, I will buy just the designer series paper, especially when it's cute paper like this, because then you can just fussy cut the images out and make some cute cards up, which is always good. Now I'll get some dimensionals for the little gnome. Probably should have done small ones there, but that's okay. That's probably enough. I've done the same with the Santa Express suite. I've only bought the paper because the paper's really cute and you can make some fun cards with that. So I'm just going to stick him up on dimensionals just so he's like in the foreground. There we go. Or her, she's got plaits. Silly me. Okay, so I will get my block ready. But what I want to do is I'm going to use my Seal Plus, oops, and put that here rather than using glue because I think that's a better option. And what I want to do is I'll use just the biggest square, line up where I want that. So I sort of want it like that. Hang on, more fingers. So I sort of want it like that. So if I place that under there on the fold, like with my score line, that's it. And then I just press it down. Did that work? No, I got that a little bit skew with, so let me just get it off quickly. Didn't get that straight. So with the score line like butted up against the card, that's what I was trying to do, and I was just trying to place my squares so that I know where I want it. Okay, so that's what I want. So my score line's butted up against my card front, and then you just press down. And that's got it there, and then your insert will cover that up. So let's grab an insert now. And that's a bit rough. I'll just get my snips and just snip that up a bit. It's a little bit, must have had a blunt blade when I was cutting up my inserts. That better? That's better. Okay, so I will get my blue and put that. So that covers up that piece that creates the fold for the sentiment at the front. So as I said, you can use squares, circles, rectangles, whatever your little heart desires. Okay, so I'm going to put it down like that. So you don't want to put adhesive here. So, and then that's going to go there. So I am just going to put some Stamp and Seal here. So in a bit, so that you don't have adhesive over here. And I'm going to just put my square where I want it. There we go. So I've sort of just stepped the layers down. That's why I was doing it that way. And that's what it looks like there. And that's going to go there. I don't need my glue again. So I shall get Pacific Point ink out. And this is wishing you a season of hope and light. That's really lovely. Let me grab my scrap paper because I always like to practice on my scrap paper and make sure it stamps nicely. Yes. Okay. I'll just one more time. I hope my head's not coming in, but I don't think I've mounted this very straight on my sticker. So I just got to make sure. If my head comes in, I apologise for that. One more time. Okay. Success. So that's Pacific Point. That's a colour of ink I don't use very often. Maybe I'll keep that out. How does that look? Does that look good? I think that looks quite nice, doesn't it? And then I can just put some bling. I'm just wondering whether I should do some shading, but I don't think so. I think it looks nice and crisp and clean. And I think I shall put that on with snail rather than pop it, because it's sort of doing its own thing because it's on the fold part. So that's that. So it doesn't sit flat. It is a fold, a flap, so to speak. It is going to go up like that. Now, let me clean this before we have a problem. And I'll pop it away. We might be able to put something inside, or we might put some designer series paper. Let's get our bling down. Have a look at that first. So there's the glossy dots. The glossy dots might work. Well, they might look quite nice, mightn't they? Another bit of gum here. Okay. I think I'll use the glossy dots. So I don't know what colour's in the glossy dots. Where's my catalogue? And we'll find out. Because they're quite nice. Oh, that's too far back, Denise. DSP bling and ribbon. That's what we want. Bling and ribbon. Okay, glossy dots. Glossy dots number 3. It's pool party, and yet it looks really quite good. Let's see what else we've got. Have we got ones that were the gnomes? What bling came with the gnomes? That's another thing we could find, because I think I've got the bling, funnily enough. Go to the back. Find sparkle adhesive back gems. I think I do have those. There we go. Yes, let's use those. The right ones for the occasion. So let's use those. So I'll just do a bit more scoring there, and that will sit a little bit flatter and not pop up as much. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, these are cute. So let's put one up here. That's nice because they match the suite. And no card is finished unless you have some Winker Stella on it. Oh, excuse me, got a croak. Okay, so where's my Winker Stella pen? Here it is. So I'm just going to put it on the gnome's hat, on her little hat. So her hat matches the colour of her roof. So cute. And a little bit on his nose. Okay. So that's that. Now let's just have a look at some of the DSP. As you can see, I was going to cut out a few bits and pieces, but then we get to, just trying to think. Oh, that's it. That's the one I'm looking for. So that's, we could just do a strip of that inside. Let's do that. So 2 centimeters is always a good guide. And 10 centimeters wide. There we go. that in there. Oh, don't try and get it all back in. It's not going to work for you. So I shall put some glue on the back of the, oops, that's going to be too much. Spread it down a bit. And then we might also stamp another sentiment. There we go. And what other sentiment could we stamp? Wishing you a season of hope and light. Just looking. Maybe just Merry Christmas. Or to you and yours this Christmas. That sounds good because it's a nice long skinny one. That one's a good one. I like that. Okay, I'll just get a block out. And I'll get my Pacific Point ink back. And my scrap so I can just have a little practice. Nice. Okay. We'll open up our card. And just, now my head might come in again, so I apologise for that. There we go. How easy was that card? And it's still technically a fancy fold. So there we go. So that's my little one with the gnomes. This is the one with Perched in a Tree and the aspen dies. And this is the one of the Hues of Happiness. So it's just a quirky little fold, fun fold. It's not complicated at all. And it's just a little bit different to the card. I mean, you could just put that circle on the card base and not have the flap. But it's just a little bit different and a little bit interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed that today. Please check out the weekly sales. So go to my blog and click on the shop online button. The host codes are attached to those, so you won't have to actually put that number in to check out the weekly deals, and they will change again next Thursday, the 22nd of September. And there's also the Perfect Partners that still is running until the end of September. So there's 6 stamp sets there that you can get the coordinating dies for. Once September's gone, you won't be able to get the dies for those stamp sets. And then also there's the World Card Making Day event on Saturday the 1st of October at 2 o'clock. It's a free event and demonstrators and customers can participate in this with Stampin' Up. So these are the 3 bundles that they recommend you have one of them. If you don't, you can purchase one and you'll get a free packet of iridescent pearls as well. So just go to the customer website and you'll be able to register there if you want to participate in that. So I hope everyone has a great week. Stay safe and happy card making. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.